What's up guys, good morning. I'm doing a bulk cover gasket from 1998 Toyota Corolla 1.8 liter CE. The tools that you need if you're doing it at home, if you have the electric, this is 3/8 electric ratchet. You need 3/8 extension socket, and you need, the only thing you need is 10mm. Mostly of the bolts are 10mm. This is deep socket. And then if you don't have the electric one, you can use quarter 1/4 ratchet, and then socket extension, short socket extension 10mm. And it's better if you have deep socket, just in case. And then this is the tools to remove, and also flat screw to pry off the bulk cover gasket, and then pliers, offset pliers. And once you install, you need a quarter torque wrench. This is the baby torque wrench, because you don't want to over tighten the bolts, or you don't want to lost thread the bolts. Okay. And then the parts that I'm gonna replace, this is a PCB grommet, PCB valve grommet, and then the part numbers are this one, 28-0207, and this is the valve cover. No, this is the PCB valve. And then are the part numbers. PCB 1197DL for Autozone. And then now I have the bulk cover gasket. It's a part number BS50544R. So the thing that included, this is the bolt grommet. There's two. And then the actual bulk cover gasket, or the bulk cover gasket. Okay. So these are the engine for Toyota Corolla 1.8. So the first thing you're gonna take off is this clips right here, springs. This is your breather. Take it off. And able to take this off, you have the bolts. These are the nuts, 10 on the top here. The bolts, it's three bolts, one here, 2 and 3 on the bottom. These are the tricky part, so be careful you don't drop the bolts. So it's 3. It's right here. Are the bolts right here. So the next step, if your first time doing the bulk cover gasket, mark your spark plug wires right here. This is your number 1 cylinder, cylinder number 2, 3 and 4. Usually you're not gonna get lost, but just in case it's your first time, label it so you don't mix up, because if you mixed up, you're gonna get a misfire. And don't lose your spark plug retainer clips. Just take it off, and then should be fine. Okay, so the bolts that holding the valve cover is in the center. This is 10 right here, and remember there's a grommet right here. Just the metal and then rubber grommet. 10 on the middle, this side, 10. This is the nut. This is the long bolt that holding the plastic. So right here, nut, long bolts, nut, bolts, and this side you have here. And then from the back, there's the back too. 1, 2 and 3. So sorry, the top, the nut, are 10 right here, 10, and then the long bolts are 12. This one right here is 12 millimeter. So the tools that you need is 10 and 12 millimeter. Okay, so it's the long one on the front. Okay, that one up on it. And also, it's the good thing if you have the tools. This is the most important and easier for you. It's a magnet plate, so you don't lose your bolts. So the next one, it's 10 millimeter. This is the nut. This is the throttle body cable bracket. It's 10 millimeter. So once it's loose, just take it off so you don't drop it. It's the bracket for the throttle body. So take it off. Just on the way. So this one is a little bit tricky to take it off. There's the tab right here. This one that's holding this one. So right here there's a tab. You just have to press this one, or if you had the small screw, it's easier to take it off once you have the small screw. And then lubricate with WD-40, so more easier. Just put it here so you don't lost it, like that. Or you can just put it here. So next up, okay, next up is the nut. Okay, once it's loose, just take it off by hand, and then you can just rest this one, and then there's another one. Then the bolts. Okay, loose. Just crack it first. Crack it. Once it's cracked, it's easy. Okay, add the bolts. 1, 2, 3. 4. Get the 4 bolts here, and one more over here. So when able to get to that, just loosen the PCB bulb hose. That one, and then this is your PCB valve, just the cover, and then this is your actual PCB valve, and then there's another bolt right here. Okay, this one. And also the other tips, enable to do your valve cover gasket. Don't, if you're changing the spark plug, don't take off the spark plug yet, because once you're taking off the valve cover, you don't want to drop something inside the cylinder spark plug wall, because if not, you're gonna have a problem. So I leave this spark plug for now. So the next part right here, the middle bolt. So I loosen it first. This is the long one. Okay, that should be good. And then, or else if you have napkin, just put napkin here. So the next part that you can top up here. So you need a rubber mallet hammer, something like that. Make sure they are loose. And then you need a scraper right here on the edge, so you can break the gasket. See, crack. So slowly work it out, slowly, and that's your valve cover gasket right here. Okay, so the next part, to prep the valve cover gasket, you have to clean the surface from here. The better is the brake clean, and then be careful with some of the gasket right here. So you don't want this one to drop inside the engine, because you're gonna have a problem. That's why some of the technician or mechanic putting some of the RTBs here or gasket sealant, because they don't want leakage from this side right here. So that's why they put it some of the RTBs or gasket maker. So just, you know, be careful, don't rush, do that stuff. And then this is not good towel because it break up, so you need to use the shop towel. So these are the actual shop towel. Just prep it, clean the surrounding areas. So just scrape it slowly, because this is aluminum, it will scratch. I mean, this is not good part, because this is the only thing I have for now. So just slowly clean up. And the good thing about this engine is it's a timing chain. This is the chain, so this is loose, so maybe later on we just have to change this one. So that's why some of the engine lasts forever, because it's a timing chain. So just clean up around here. Don't spray brake clean from direct. Just use the towel to clean the surface. So you don't want something to mix. Don't want to mix the brake clean to the oil. So just like that, clean it. So once you're done cleaning this part, prep the valve cover gasket. Okay, and then once you're done, put some cover the engine, just in case it doesn't, you don't want to pull some parts over there, object that will damage your engine. Okay, moving from the actual valve cover gasket, this is your actual valve cover gasket. So if you have this, the picker, you can pick it slowly, because some of them get stuck. Also, slowly pry it off, and over the time rubber become hard and brittle, and then they get stuck. See, this one is hard to take it off because they become hard, see, brittle. So just slowly pry it, don't rush. This is your old valve cover gasket, and then just pry, clean it. Clean and throw that. And then the other part is your PCB valve. This one is hard to take it off too, so just take your time. Don't damage the valve cover. Sometimes what I do is just put some towel in it so you don't scratch or damage, and then slowly work it, because over time this valve cover get hard and stuck with the valve cover gasket, the valve cover grommet. So this part become brittle and hardened, so it's common that this one sometimes it might go inside, so you just have to get some pick, angle pick, and long neck pliers. So once this grommet goes inside, don't panic, just slowly take it off. Once this one get break, just piece by piece taking off, and then eventually you'll get it in. Okay, so the next part of this one, the long bolt from the middle. So since this one is hard to take it off because of this grommet, what I'm trying to do is put some cardboard and Phillips screw that fit to that, and then since you're doing this at home, just be patient. Just tap it up. And then that's it. You're not gonna really damage it because you're using this one. See that part right here. These are the other long bolts from the middle one. So now I'm just putting the valve cover gasket. First, you just have to lay down the middle section. This is your spark plug grommet parts of it. Some people use the spray, the stick-on Parametex, the copper one, the spray. So since I don't have that, you just have to slowly push it in so it stick out. This one right here. So once you put it in, it doesn't come up. So see that one, it's starting to come up because it's not sticking it. So now that I mentioned earlier, you just have to put a little bit of silicone gasket. So I use Parametex, the ultra copper. Some of them are high temp, so I really like this one, this brand particular. The Parametex, you just have to put a little bit, not too much, and then spread it so it doesn't build up some of the leaks. So enable to easier install of this grommet, spray some WD-40. See, it's easy. Same thing with your PCB valve. Just spray a little bit. Spread it. That's it. That's your PCB valve. So it's important to always replace your PCB valve before you go to smog. So oil change, PCB valve, spark plug, and wires. So to make an air filter to make sure that you'll pass the smog. So from here, just slowly put it in, because this one sometimes fall off. So if it's fall off, you're gonna have a leak because it's not totally sealed from your new valve cover gasket. And then take your time, line up everything, line up before you tighten it. So next, we were just installing all the bolts and nuts. So what I did, I installed the center one, and then no rush. This one will easily get stripped. So just slowly put it in. Okay, this is the. Also remember the long one right here. Hand thread, always hand thread. Okay, and then your nut right here. Oh, we have to install the bracket later on. We'll do that last. So what I did, I always like to hand thread everything, hand tight. So from that way, you're sure you're not gonna strip the bolts. Some people are rushing because working in the shop is always against time. So if you've done this so many times, you know what to do. But if it's your first time, just take your time. Don't want to mess up everything. Okay, and then the bracket, put it in first. Tightening the bolts, it's inch pound, so I put 70 inch pound because it's hard to find the actual valve cover torque. So I go with the middle. Some people say 80 inch pound, some people 60 inch pound, so I go with the middle, 70 inch pound. So I start with the middle one first. So once you tighten, it even out all your gasket. So if you don't use, if you never use the torque wrench yet, and then first time doing it, to know that you are good, you'll hear the click. See? So now it's click. Now that is actually torque. So if you never used the torque wrench before, so from that, once you get it tightened, hear the click. That is good. And now I'm gonna work my torque sequence or pattern. You start from here across, so it even out. Okay. from the back. Cross pattern. Cross. Cross. Then from here, okay. So now everything is torqued, so I'm gonna go again. So once the first one is cross pattern torque, you can go anywhere you want to start. And then go around really quick. Okay. So now the second part is putting all the spark plug wire. So since, like I said earlier, if you're doing it first time, label it each spark plug so you don't get lost. Or you can easily see that the shortest one is the 4-cylinder. The second is third. The third is for the second, and then the longest is for the first one. For that, we're gonna change the spark plug wire later on, so I don't change it yet. So this is the first one, second, and then this is your third. Okay. And this is the port. And then work your retainer clips. Okay. So the last part, we're almost done. So you just have to put it in. This last plastic. We have 3 bolts. Right here. And then one of the trick part is on the bottom. So for that, I have to take up to my gloves so I don't drop the bolts. Okay. So once you thread it in, should be easy. Then use the gun, the electric ratchet. Just don't go crazy with it. It's a plastic. It's not gonna go anywhere. So that's it. And then last part is your breather hose. That's the most important part. right here, and then you're done with your valve cover gasket. So that's it. That's easy. Usually it takes you about 30 minutes if it's your first time. Sometimes 40 minutes if you wanted to take it your time and slowly. In shop usually they do it about 15 to 30 minutes because they work on time. Alright, so that's it. So I hope you have a fun and then learn something from this video. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you.